imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad she had it, but I'd rather say she passionate. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. I hit you when you were just baiting, so what? You hit me when I was so faded, so what? Said fuck everything cause I'm jaded, so what? I did all this shit and ain't taking no love. That little part of my life fell in love with them drugs. Not taking shit back, I love who I'm becoming. Fuck that shit, shorty, we could be nothing. Back when I'm in sorry, copping some dumb shit. Only 110 out of 10s in the spot. Only 110 out of 10s where you thought. $250,000, that's on this Richard pocket watch. Still flexing on niggas cause I know they watch. I wouldn't lie to you, yeah. No, I've been tired of you here. You've been too all in my hair. You've been too all in my ear. You crashing out over a tree. I don't even know how to steer. But I don't know what to believe. Yeah, I don't even know how to care. No, I wanted you, but that was past tense. Done had a lot of hoes just on my accent. Carry my chopper, shorty, she is savage. Got a son for you, cause you ain't average. I be on gas fuel, take me out of delusional. Think I got it, cause I imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad she had it, but I'd rather say she passionate. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Check my phone out, a hoe say she miss me. Smoking this gas got me feeling rich. When it comes to a freak, I ain't even picky. Just off this fit, turn her to a pig. I still my twin, Mordecai and Rick. You worry about tech, I give a nigga 50. What a broke nigga always got. That's something to say, but none of them niggas with me. Been blocking windows, I feel like I'm Wendy. No, she don't want Louis, she want a new Fendi. Can't open the text in the public no more. Ain't no way to predict like what she gon' send me. I'm not even doing the talking no more. I don't even think that they really gon' get me. I'm not getting rich, it do not concern me. Cause every day I feel like that Billy ready. I wouldn't lie to you, yeah. No, I've been tired of you, yeah. You've been too all in my hair. You've been too all in my ear. You crashing out over a tree. I don't even know how to steer. But I don't know what to believe. Yeah, I don't even know how to care. No, I wanted you, but that was past tense. Done had a lot of hoes just on my accent. Carry my chopper, shorty, she is savage. Got a son for you, cause you ain't average. I be on gas fuel, take me out of delusional. Think I got it, cause I imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad she had it, but I'd rather say she passionate.
Today, we're going to talk about the NBA and NHL playoffs, find some winners on the diamond, and let's cash the squad ride. This is Behind the Lines.
I feel like we get a Corbin Carroll, Nugenheimer off of something off speed. Can't walk him. Can't get him on the base pass. I think you got to pitch to him. And I don't know if it's going to end well.
That guy sucks, Jose Ferrer. Sure, he can throw 100 miles an hour. He has no idea where it's going.
There's
Zero
no way
clue.
you're gassing up Ferrer, dude.
Zero clue where it's going. That guy, he might as well be pitching with a blindfold on.
And then Ty Jerome, this is where I will gladly take him to be pork. This is his perfect opportunity to shine, and he's been really good at taking these opportunities. So now that he has every single opportunity in the world, where he's going to be pretty much the only starter in the lineup for a majority of the game against this Pacers defense, gladly I will get involved.
Arrest Zach Campbell. Put him behind steel bars. Get this guy out of here. He is a f***ing loser, a scum, a lowlife who makes people's lives around him significantly worse to benefit his. He's a me guy, the textbook definition of a me guy. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 691 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by SeatGeek. Shout out SeatGeek. If you guys aren't using SeatGeek to buy your tickets, here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're all going to open up the SeatGeek app together right this second, and we're all going to plug in code Bookit10, and we're all going to save some coins on our next ticket purchase. I'm going to do it with you guys right now. Ready? You type in the word SeatGeek on your phone. Cannot be easier. You click the little button on the bottom right, little account button, boom. And then right there at the top, you see a little promo code section. All you got to do is type in Bookit10. Next thing you know, you're saving coins. How hard is it? And also, if you're not using SeatGeek already, what the hell are you doing? They got the cheapest tickets on there, cheapest fees. Go check out SeatGeek. I promise once you do, you will keep using that puppy to buy your tickets. Okay? Jovan, happy Monday. How we doing, my man?
Happy Monday to you two, Krabs, and happy Monday to Dragon Slayer, who I'm guessing, just like myself, is also doing fantastic after the weekend.
Let's go, Dragon Slayer. Let's go, Jovan. Love to hear that. Yeah, guys, download SeatGeek. What the hell are you doing? I know half you guys are in here saying I'm not listening to Krabs. Guys, check out the app. I promise you, we don't partner with these fucking companies if we don't use the apps ourselves. Check it out. Check it out. Okay? We got some YouTube chatters up and moving. Yeah, YouTube chat is active. Sure we can. Yeah, W's. We've got a W State of the Union pod comment in the YouTube as well. Yes, if you guys have not checked out the MLB State of the Union podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Music, do me a favor. Check that puppy out this afternoon after the third stream. All right, give it a listen. All right. Let's see. Dragon Slayer says he's doing well except for losing the Blues ML with 1.6 seconds left.
Yeah, I was right pissed.
Yeah, that sucks. I am right there with you, Dragon Slayer. I had the under in that game, which sucked. All right. Appreciate the gas for the MLB pod. W Billy the Kid and W Richie coming in resubbing. Let's go, Richie. Richie, bro. Come on. I don't even know if I can read that, Richie. That one's going to piss Trent off. But Richie, you're goated, bro. We got a hype train moving and grooving. I only sub to the flagship show. BTL, take that, Trent. Unbelievable. You know what? Trent's been grinding. He's been working hard. Chaco coming in hot. Caps in 4. Yes, it's been a while since I've thought about the Caps. They've been off for a couple days because they're fucking good. Excited to talk more about the Caps this week. Maybe it's just their year. Maybe it's just their year. Yeah, straight up. I mean, the coach is great. The chemistry is great. These guys are all just buddies. Tom Wilson is just having a fucking year. I mean, now I know everybody hates him on every other team because he's one of the best players in hockey. Should I would to. We got Goots coming in. Resubbing. I'm not talking about our Goots. I'm talking about Canadian Goots. Sure he can. 22 months of Trent finding ways to not host Surge or Sweats. I think he's hosting it today. Pretty sure. We got Took It with Brent coming in hot with a resub as well. You guys are goated. So many subbies on a Monday. I don't know what it is about Mondays, but you guys always come in here with the energy, with the subbies on a Monday. I think you guys are just excited after no BTL over the weekend. Maybe that's what it is, but really appreciate it, you guys. A great way to start off the day. We got Wendy's fan in the chat as well. Yeah, say that again for the people in the back.
Ron Mux. Hashtag happy birthday, Ron.
Can we clap it up for Ron, one of the goats of the community, one of the OGs, a friend. Ron, happy birthday, my man. You're goated. Great dudes. You're going to have a great fucking rest of your year, my man, and I hope you have a great night tonight. All right, go out, have some fun. Ron, you are him. Can we drop some W Rons in the chat? Please. Okay. I wonder what would happen if we had Goots, Geek Goot, and Canadian Goots in the same room. Yep, that would be the day the world explodes. So let's make sure that doesn't happen.
A lot of Goot.
I mean, 2 Goots in one room is crazy to think about. Imagine 3.
Absurd.
3 Goots?
Absurd.
Come on. Can we get some Jovan splooges for DeGrom under ERA? Jovan.
He's DeGrominating. He looks like DeGrom again. Long season, but he looks pretty dominant. I'm getting excited.
Yeah. Look, the Rangers, the hitting situation has not been figured out. They just fired their hitting coach. But DeGrom has been I wouldn't even say a pleasant surprise. He has been much improved and looking like, knock on wood, old vintage DeGrom at times this season. Let's hope he keeps it up and continues pitching well. Okay.
Relatively good goat whale weekend. I would have loved some more Nat sploogers off Hunter Green, but not really too pressed about what he does until
one game they don't fucking show up, dude.
Yeah. Hot and Great American Ballpark when we're in July. That's when I'll start getting a little pressed for it. But DeGrom dominated. Hoskins got his torpedo bat in, instantly hits a nuke. Dylan Cruz is god-awful, but still managed to steal 3 bases in 4 games without a hit, I think, too. So, I mean, W splooging. And Tatis is somehow not dead.
Like Tatis has not missed a game, and the first game back.
I thought he was going to be out for weeks.
Did he even miss one game, dude?
I don't think he missed one, dude. I think he
said in the spaces, you're like, he's probably going to go on the IL. And I'm thinking in my head,
for sure he was going to the IL.
Thinking MVP's caked, just because you go on the IL and that significantly hurts your chances of MVP. Because I mean, you got to be perfect almost.
Yeah,
they put some type of ointment on that welt, and he came back the next day.
Well, let's hope they don't drug test the guy because we've heard that movie before. Okay, maybe give him a pass.
Probably not.
I mean, he's out here stealing home. Let the guy take his PEDs if that's what he needs to do to grow the sport.
Please do. Hey, while we're talking go well, before we get to recaps too, shout out Kyle Tucker. Legit Ellie on the base pass, Krabs.
Yeah, what is that?
People forgot. Steals? Yeah, people forgot that sell job. That was, I think, one of your best, and he is splooging so far.
Yep, that was extremely surgical. Look, a lot of ball game left, but love to see the angle playing out exactly like we talked about with Kyle Tucker and the Cubs. Just the Cubs in general, right? I talked about it. They get the new base coaches. They already run a lot, but you bring in the base coaches who send guys the most. That's only going to create an uptick in steals or at least attempts. And this Cubs team, man, the reason why they've been so good is because they're manufacturing runs on the base paths. It's incredible to watch. It's not even just Kyle Tucker. All these guys have been stealing bases. But yeah, Tucker still trying to prove to the world that he is not a fossil, that he's still got some juice left in his legs, and he's got plenty of steals so far this season.
They gotta start
how about
bumping up his
PCA?
speed
He's
on the
also
show, dude. And
What'd you say?
PCAs. They gotta start bumping up his speed on the show,
Yes.
dude. Playing with Diamond Dynasty is a fucking slug, man.
Yeah, that's bullshit. He's pretty quick. He's not, winning any races, but he's pretty quick.
Definitely
Kyle
more
Tucker
than like 30 speed, man.
Correct.
Gotta be better.
Kyle Tucker just born to play baseball. You could just watch the guy play the game. It's so natural. Jesus coming in hot with a resub as well. Jesus, you are him, bro. You are him. WBTLW, Jesus. Appreciate you, Goat.
Need some pitch cake today?
Sure.
Any Jackson Holiday mentions, or just gonna?
I was gonna leave that to you, Goots. I figured you'd interject with your guy that you said for a season, or as the season started, he just might be bad. We'll never let that get swept.
That could have been
the keyword is he just might be. It's not that it was confirmed or that we were there yet. But yeah, Kobe Mayo doesn't look good. But Jackson Holiday, he's batting 360 in his last 10 plate appearances. He's starting to figure it out. He's starting to hit more line drives like he wanted to. Looks great. Shout out Matt Holiday for giving him a little swing tip. No one knows what it is, but he said that his dad saw something in his swing, and then he figured it out, and now we're here with 2 nukes in one game.
They're going to say he was hitting 350 in his last 10 games, not last 10 at bats.
The stats go farther than that, but that's the one that I remember off the top of my head.
10 at bats, man.
He's batting like 400 the past couple games.
And
he's heating up.
He's getting.
You know who else is batting 400? Anybody who comes in to face the Orioles bullpen.
Okay. Well, that was the worst game they've had. They've actually been pretty good, and we're about to get some reinforcements there.
That was a home run derby, Goots.
Yeah, it was. There was something in the baseballs at that game.
Yeah, there probably was.
No, they just put in Yennier Cano was the issue.
Yennier.
It wasn't just him though. I think there were 6 nukes off of
Brian Baker,
I think 4 different
Brian
pitchers.
Baker was bad, and he's been really good this season. Yeah, it was his worst inning he's had this year. I don't know.
We got This Must Be John coming in resubbing. Sure you can, John.
Good job.
You're him. We appreciate you, Goat. Yeah, and then Uncle Charlie goes out there. I'm done. I can't talk about the O's anymore. Let's move.
Worst coaching decision of all time.
It's very true.
Terrible.
Very
all across the board
from Billy as well. Taylor Wall's hitting 800 the last 5 at bats. People forget that.
Wow. Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving. Let's go ahead and recap the squad ride from Friday and clap it up for Jovan's Blues, I believe, from Friday. Yes. At plus chicken, I think. Or is that minus 120?
No, they're slight favorites.
You're right, minus 120.
Yeah.
W's, keep me in check.
Series all going 7.
Great fucking call. I know this graphic probably gives some people some PTSD after last night. I'm sorry. We'll go ahead and get it off the screen. W Goods though. And W Blues. Look, incredible series. They left it all out there on the ice. What a fucking game last night. Even though I lost the under, as somebody who just appreciates great games and sports, what a fucking game.
Like the 2 game 7s for hockey between that game and Avs Stars felt like that one legendary conference championship weekend in the NFL. And that was in the first round of the NHL playoffs. So, that was goated.
Mm-hmm. We got a hype train moving and grooving. Level 4.
Wow.
W's.
Love that.
Let's fucking go, chat. Appreciate all you goats. All right, let's keep moving and grooving. Let's go ahead and peep the Sharp report from Friday as well and see how we did overall on Friday. Not our best day, but nothing to bitch about too much here. We got some work to do on a Monday though to bounce back a little bit.
Week on my part.
Well, I'm starting to get angry just looking at Buddy Hield and his name up on the screen.
Dude, don't you want to talk about a day/game early? Buddy Hield did nothing in this game. He was dropping layups, horrible shots, the couple that he was able to take, and played himself off the floor. Figured he'd be pretty big and how they were going to start exposing the Rockets defense. Nothing this game. Career high 30 next game. Boba hadn't hit a home run all season. I was like, I think this is the spot. Does nothing this game. Saturday hits one to Mars. It's unbelievable.
Buddy fucking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Then what? Guards total ended at 8. FSU ML was what paid out of that Bozo pack too, because West Virginia didn't even play. That game was fucking nuts. But shout out them for coming through. So shit, really, really odd day, odd week.
Yep. All right. Well, we got a lot of winners we're going to find on the slate today. I'm not worried about the Friday Sharp report. It was about 500 overall. So nothing to bitch about, but nothing to do backflips about. I think today we're going to go in the green, looking at some of our plays and prize pick squares. Jovan, I got a good feeling, knock on wood, about our card today. You want to dive into it?
100%.
Why don't we go ahead and get right to it? I would love to sit up here and bitch about the Rockets, but I don't have it in me right now. They sucked the soul out of me last night watching that game. Just terrible across the board, terrible coaching, terrible players.
A lot of soul.
We'll leave it at that.
None left.
Terrible coaching, terrible players for the Rockets. What a joke. I knew they were toast when they picked those shitty uniforms to wear in a Game 7.
Dude.
The decision-making was never there.
I don't even want to sound like a boomer. It's just like, if we're getting Game 7, wear your normal fucking jerseys. Both teams, I guess, especially, I don't know, the Warriors. I hate the black ones in like a huge game. Just put them on.
I don't know who made that call, but you could tell the decision-making already wasn't there pre-game with the uniform. So no shot there winning that game when I saw them wearing those ratchet jerseys.
Yeah.
No chance. All right. Well, one thing that can, improve the vibes here, talking about the Nats. Sure we can. How about the Nats first fivers today? Hopefully no qualms here from Jovan or Goots. I want to back my guy, Jake Irvin. I fucking love Jake Irvin. He's not good, but the results are good sometimes. They haven't been much of late, but I still believe in Jake Irvin against this Guardians lineup that's been pretty hot of late. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. They just had a really good series against Toronto where kind of felt like they left it all out there on the field and had some really big comebacks and used up a lot of energy on the road. And now they're heading to DC and probably not really getting up for this series against the Nats, who nobody really thinks is good yet. But don't let the Nats get hot. It might be too late. They're starting to turn the page a little bit here. They've looked a little bit better over their last couple games. And I got a good feeling about Jake Irvin up on the bump today. I know he has not been at his best of late. He's got that earned runs allowed square up on prize picks, which is a great sign, though. And Ortiz's squares up there on prize picks. He's getting some serious disrespect. So we'll talk more about that and those squares in a little bit. But I want to get out here. Back the Nats first fivers. Now, most people would probably say, Krabs, why aren't you just taking the Nats on the ML right now? They're home. You could fade Clase, potentially blowing a save. The Nats bullpen has actually been really good over the last week.
He's pitched back-to-back games. You don't even have Clase in the fold.
Yep. Great point. He's probably not even going to be active today. And after how he looked and barely skated by in that last game, he probably shouldn't be, even if he was available. I mean, he's just not good. Respectfully, he's just not good. He's getting lucky as shit with these saves. But look, the Nats are going to win this game through the first 5. I do see some regression coming from their bullpen. I'm starting to see Nats Twitter tweeting about, Lopez and Ferrer, my guy Ferrer. And wish I was
every time you bring up Ferrer, he instantly spawns with the worst outing of all time.
Bad things happen whenever I say Ferrer.
Good thing he's not going to be pitching in the first 5 here. But
yeah, if he is, we're already fucked. But yeah, and Chafin. Don't let Chafin get hot. It might be too late. The new lefty in the bullpen for the Nats. A lot of good positives for the Nats bullpen. Kyle Finnegan, 3rd in saves. It's never easy, but he still gets the job done. The Nats bullpen no longer has the worst ERA in baseball either. So most people would be like, why don't you just take the Nats full game here? This is where I will get contrarian. I'm going to stick with my gut here, and that's that I should never back the Nats bullpen. They are bad, and they're due for some regression here. I'll back the Nats first fivers. Get in, get out. And I loved seeing, obviously the Guardians are minus 120 in the game. I did think that was a little bit short off the rip, although I know they're on the road, but who gives a hoot? They just played great on the road in that last series in Toronto. But you look at the first 5 ML odds, and they're way closer to a pick 'em. So whenever I see stuff like that, when I'm looking at the first 5, that's a great sign. I want to side with the books there who are giving some more respect to Jake Irvin and the Nats early on. And we'll talk more about some Ortiz squares on prize picks in a moment. And I feel like once I do, I'll have you guys a little bit more sold on the Nats bats through the first 5. And let's also not act like CJ Abrams isn't one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. Wouldn't be shocked if that continues today.
Yeah, he's been absolutely locked in. And
it's been great.
For that matter, for the most part, so is Luis Ortiz, minus like the one Yankee
Yep.
start. He wasn't great. He's been surprisingly dialed ever since then. But
yeah,
now it's one of his tougher matchups. So
this is a guy that the Nats
be in.
can get to.
Yeah, especially
And I
because
think-
he is dog meat against lefties, and the Nats have a ton of them. Obviously, I mean, what are you going to go? The first 6, 7 guys in the lineup, depending on what lineup they go, are going to be from the left side, which is, again, I think that's the most lopsided matchup by far, splits wise, he's seen all year.
Yep. He's coming off a shutout. He's got a 2.5 earned runs allowed square up there. He's got a 16.5 pitching outs square up on Prize Picks. Yeah, a lot of interesting squares up there for Luis Ortiz. We'll talk more about him and this game in a moment. For now, we'll swing it around and talk a little bit about the Pirates.
Raise the jolly.
Raise it.
The Cardinals coming off of the doubleheader sweepage yesterday, of course, which is something that I'm always down to fade, especially when I guess we talk about the Mets part of it when you get to their game, but it's very undeserved or very lucky, I guess, second win with a lot of what the Mets did at the plate. Because frankly, the Mets, they got robbed of so many runs. Again, it was like the most unlucky thing I've ever seen, but we'll talk about that when we get to the Mets. The Pirates get to face Miles Mikolas, who has been one of those guys that's been surprisingly so far this year. And I don't think he's one of them that's going to kind of stay around for a while, partially because I've been seeing the same stuff floating on Twitter for the past week. There's no pitcher that has given up more fly balls and more barrels without a home run given up than Miles Mikolas. And that sounds crazy to say because we know how much Miles Mikolas is the favorite home run target or has been the favorite home run target for the past couple of years, especially for the home run lotto cappers on Twitter. And anybody with 2 eyes can tell you this guy gives up a ton of barrels. There's no velocity. So like he's been that guy that gives up a lot of hard contact and he usually comes back to bite him in the ass. It hasn't yet, but there's a couple of guys in this lineup for the Pirates that I think could take advantage of it. One of them that being the obvious one we'll talk about, but really all throughout the top of that lineup, I think they have great matchups against him, especially from the left side. So I think this is finally the day that, especially when Miles Mikolas, like he's been better because they've kind of shortened his leash like to a degree. They're not leaving him out there to die as much. You talked about that this morning when we were talking about Patrick Corbin, kind of the same thing the Rangers have been doing. But now you're coming off the doubleheader, so you're going to need to stretch him out for as long as you can, and I think that's bad news for Miles Mikolas. So I'm in to fade him. Also down to honestly get back in this matchup specifically against Mlodzinski, who I hate the whole starter experiment with him. I think he still has good stuff, but he started to put it together a little more recently. The off speed's a little sharper. He's not just forcing himself to throw fastballs in the middle of the zone, which would really kill him against a team like the Cardinals. So I'm glad he's starting to figure it out somewhat with the secondary stuff, like going into the start. So usually if I'm back in the Pirates, I'll go first 5, but being that the bullpen for the Cards is rather depleted after yesterday, sticking the full game.
Great pick. I was talking about it pre-show. I didn't have the sack to take it today. Jovan did. He said, "You're good, Krabs. I got you today." Pirates on the ML. And just oozing confidence about this play, and hopefully I don't jinx it. Jesus.
Sure.
Pirates ML, who are catching 20 cents of steam, and the Pirates should never be catching steam. They suck. Sorry, Rav, earmuffs. They suck. They should never be catching steam. Whenever they do, it catches my eye, especially with a guy like Mlodzinski up on the bump, who 9 out of 10 people have no fucking idea who he is. And if they took a guess, they'd say he's bad. Well, if Mlodzinski was bad, actually, that's not fair. He could be bad and pitch today, pitch good today, which could be the case. Look at his squares up there on Prize Picks for today, man, and tell me that he's not pitching good. He is. At least serviceable, right? Now, would I've given the first 5ers here a look? Potentially, but the Cardinals bullpen is fucking toast, as is, like you're saying, right, from the last couple of nights. So
you're gonna have
maybe
to
they
go
leave
with
Mikolas.
some of like the lower leverage type guys out there today, which I'm perfectly fine with. I would assume you're probably going to see like I don't think Steven Matz has pitched in a couple days since he had that long relief outing. He's probably going to go today. Like the Helsleys of the world, I don't know if you're going to see him. I don't know if you're going to see Matone or Romero or any of the guys that you saw yesterday. Don't really know what their plan is, but whatever it is, it's not going to be the A options for the rollout.
Yeah. All right. Love the fucking play. Anytime you see the Pirates catching 20 cents of steam, it needs to be talked about, needs to be addressed, especially on the road. And Chad, if you guys don't believe in the Pirates, go check out some of those squares up for the starting pitchers. Okay? Jovan, we will come back to that good-looking over right up there on the slates. For now, got another play I want to sell you guys. How about an under? Yep, I've been bitching about unders on the feed plenty. We did hit an NBA under last night, though. And I'm not kidding about not betting the ice anymore. I'm so done watching these figure skaters out there. Lose me coins. I'm done.
We had this whole conversation though, like, and I thought you were in on it about not taking unders the later you get in the series because of the goalie pulled stuff.
Not in on it. Not in on it whatsoever. Was out on it, to be honest with you, and it cost me coins.
That's what I was saying, dude.
Cost me coins. Look, sometimes sports change a little bit, right? And goalies have been getting pulled way earlier than they typically have. Now, my counter in my brain was, well, Jovan, if we know that, then the sports books have known that for fucking days.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's why I was like, you know what? It's so weird seeing these totals continue to drop and the overs continue to hit. But they're probably just baiting guys like me who are fucking sharp to lose coins.
Well, the whole situation that I was talking about is why it can't really be priced in because, like, it's more so like if you go in 1-1, then that's one thing, or you go in like it's such a vast difference if you're going into the end of the game 1-1, 0-0, 1-1, or the extra goal that is 2-1 on either side, or God forbid it's 2-2. Like, you need either to have overtime where it's low scoring, or you need to essentially have no goals until the third period.
Yeah. Bro, I just see a total drop in after a million overs in a row, and I just have to take the under. And I learned my lesson.
Fair.
They got me.
Fair.
They got me.
You could probably do that.
Minus 175 under.
Well, you can do that again, like not just later in the series, but later in the playoffs. Like the first round is probably not the spot to do that. But once you get into like the bigger matchups and like this round and the conference finals and the Stanley Cup, then it's a little more plausible.
Yeah. If both unders I just took on the ice didn't lose, within the last 1.9 seconds of the game, I wouldn't be as pissed. It was such cheese. But sometimes you deserve cheese for shit bets. And I think this is one of those cases probably for me. Learning lesson. Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving here. We got the under. Speaking of unders, the under in the association tonight. You got the Knicks, you got the Celtics. Everybody's talking about sides in this series, right? Everybody's talking about, is it the Knicks? Are they going to stay hot? Are they going to pull off an upset? They're 0-4 against the Celtics this year, but a lot of people like the Knicks, and they showed a ton of heart against the Pistons, man. And Jalen Brunson, that guy's a fucking gamer. And I feel like people are tired of success, right? So people just want to root for this against the Celtics, and they want to see the Celtics lose. They're tired of seeing them be great. And I don't know. I feel like the Knicks are a great underdog story. A lot of people want to target the sides in this game. Well, I want to target the total. Shocker. The Knicks are coming off of an over in their last game where they put up 116 points themselves. You got the Celtics coming off a couple overs in their last couple games, especially the last one where they put up 120 points. People in chat are asking, why is this total so high? I feel like that's kind of probably why. And I want to take the under in this game. It's dropping 1.5 down from 214.5 down to 213 now. I'm even seeing some 212.5s aloof. So I'll lock in this under. And I think we get a snooze fest, a very nervous game from both sides. You got the Celtics, who they've dominated the Knicks all season. They're probably going to be a little fat, happy, complacent in this spot, and I'm not expecting the best offensive performance from them. And then you got the Knicks, who everybody thinks is, the great underdog story in the postseason right now, and I'm not expecting them to come out very hot offensively, especially after what Jalen Brunson did in that last game. So I want to fade offense. I want to fade fun in this game, and I'm not overthinking it. This just feels like a winner to me. And the under keeps dropping. The splits look great. Yeah. And we did hit an under in the association last night. So I will say, the unders have been tough. Haven't hit one on the ice in a while. We did get one in the NBA last night. Maybe we get another one tonight in Knicks versus Celtics.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down.
Hobie loves it. Let's fucking go, dude. Hell yeah. All right. Let's swing it around because Jovan has another total he wants to talk about. A little more fun, though.
Yeah, a little more fun when we go to Sacramento. It's usually making out fun, really nothing else, because going there for runs, or the A's score runs most of the time, and I'll go right back there today. Great hitting weather with, I think, wind blowing out as well, which is probably why a little bit of the reason why the total is moving up and sitting at 9 in the first place between these two pitchers. But start from, I guess, the semi-more obvious part of it. The Mariners are one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. They have been doing it a lot of different ways. They are winning some lower scoring games, but really the story's been the bats. So, like, I'm all down to ride that wave and ride the bats, especially when they're outside of Seattle. So, like, when you're facing a pitcher in Severino who's been wildly, like, inconsistent, I'll say. He's put up, like, good numbers overall, but if you watch any of his starts, the stuff is so like he plays to the matchup really, really well. But when you're facing a Mariners team that A is swinging really hot bats and B is putting the ball in the air a lot more than you're used to too, I think that's a problem for him. So like I think this is not the best matchup for Severino. I've backed him numerous times, I guess, for the A's so far this year. I don't think this is going to be one of them, both because I really don't want to be on the other side of the Mariners offense right now, but I think this is, again, one of the tougher matchups that he's had so far. So I think the Mariners offense will be very, very alive in this game. And then I'm sure you'll touch on Bryce Miller as well, a guy that just simply can't find the strike zone. So what, ever this year. It's honestly really, I don't even want to say frustrating because it's not like I have any investment in it whatsoever unless I'm taking his squares, but it's really confusing. So like he can't really force any sort of whiffs outside of the zone. All of his pitches are non-competitive outside of the zone. And when you're facing an A's team that is still near the bottom of the league in strikeouts, especially against right-handed pitching, I don't think this is the spot for him to get right, especially in that park too. So this is a spot where I think both these pitchers are going to have really, really tough times. And if you're the A's too, I mean, the bullpen's on your side, which is great. The Mariners bullpen is solid, but they've been used in a lot of higher leverage spots in the couple games that were actually competitive in the Rangers series, including yesterday. So not quite sure they'll be like full go today, but I don't think it'll really matter because I think these pitchers are going to have a hell of a time against these lineups.
Dude, I'm so in. I love this play. I think you're onto something here. And we get some runs from both sides. Both sides. All right. Let's keep swinging it around. Goots, I just read that message. I got you, my man. We got one more straight bet from me, and then we got another one from Jovan, but I've been dialed into these first fives, Jovan. Curious to hear your thoughts on this first five under in Houston versus Milwaukee today. You got Blanco. You got my guy, Toby. I think I bet on Toby in his debut, and ever since then, you've just said it's my guy, Toby. I'm cool with that. I like this guy, Toby. Now,
He's your
I
guy.
don't like what he's a Krabs guy. I don't like what Toby's been doing so far this season, although I do like what he did in his last appearance. If you guys don't remember, I'll remind you, Toby, I guess the manager didn't like, the attitude or the energy he was bringing up there on the mound, didn't like the results either, really. It was not great early on. And he actually got pulled early from the start a week or so ago, a week or two ago. Got yanked. That's kind of a wake-up call for a young guy like that. And, since then, he's only had one more appearance. It was not a start. It was out of the bullpen. It was a shutout inning. Today, I think you're going to get Toby's best, Jovan. I really do. I think we're getting Toby's best out there on the bump. I think he's going to shine, have his best start of the season, not a hot take. But I think they leave him out there a little bit longer, and I think he has a pretty darn good day today. I really do. And I want to trust Toby to go out there and shove. And I want to buy low on the Brewers, a team who's already had player-only meetings, a team who's had guys benched for the manager, position players, and starting pitchers pulled early to try to prove a point, right? Obviously, there's already some BS going on with this team, but this is when I want to buy low on the Brew Crew, who's typically a pretty good organization. I believe in them. I trust in them, and I think they turn it around here a little bit. But not be surprised if they win this game. But I want to back Toby to go out there and shove. That's the real angle in this one. And then go look at Blanco's prize pick squares and tell me he's not going to go out there and have at least a serviceable start today. He will. And he's been terrible this whole season. Absolutely terrible. Well, against the solid Brewers squads, I know they haven't been hitting the cover off the ball, but it's still the respectable Brewers. It's not the Nats. I was surprised to see where some of Blanco's squares were, and I was surprised to see Blanco and the Astros catching, 5-10 cents of steam on the ML. So instead of trying to pick a side here, back the Brew Crew or try to back Blanco to go out there and shove with the prize pick squares up there, I said, screw it, not going to overthink it here. We're getting a low-scoring affair here. We're getting more of a playoff-type atmosphere where the Astros, they know Blanco's got to go out there and shove. It's been a while since he has, and I think he does today. And then the Brew Crew, they're still under 500 right now. The manager's trying all these different things, and Toby needs to go out there and shove to prove to his manager that he belongs in the rotation. He will today. Give me the first 5 under. Keep the bullpens out of it. Get out. First 5 under 4.5.
I'm down. And I was looking at Blanco too, because frankly, I think he has a pretty good game today. He's been bad, but the formula for him has been pretty constant all year. He's been just really bad against lefties. So he just faced the Tigers, gave up 3 runs. They were both off of I think Kerry Carpenter. I don't know if they were nukes or not. I know Riley Green's, I believe was, but it was off of Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green. He had the game before where the only run he gave up against a righty heavy Blue Jays team was a Nathan Lukes home run, which is hilarious, who's a lefty. And that's been the same stuff for the entirety of, season so far. And the Brewers, you got Yelich, Turang, Frelick. That's about it. Like there's all the pop in the lineup outside of Yelich is completely right-handed. So I think he can be a pretty good, or put a pretty good start out there today.
Let's hope, man. Let's fucking hope. Got a weirdly good feeling about this first 5 under. And I'm always down to back an Astros under, even if they're on the road, even if it's first 5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You got one more straight bet for the peeps. Let's hear it.
Yep. The Mets. I wanted to back something for them, period. And I didn't know that I could get there with backing Griffin Koenig, which I think the definite like sharp play is for Griffin Koenig to be faded today, just like it feels like he is supposed to be faded every single time he steps on the mound, and it typically never works out. So didn't want to die on that hill. Like the bullpen stuff I can get down with too. I have a weird feeling about what the D-backs are going to do in that game because it feels very, very simple. So I don't really hate it if you want to get the D-backs involved too, but the Mets, I mean, statistically had one of the most unlucky games in the history of baseball yesterday, which a lot of that fell on the shoulders of Juan Soto, who very frankly, you're not going to see him on the Sharp Report for the Prize Pick squares, but I'm 100% taking him after that because I love the matchup too. But you're getting the Ryan Nelson start after he's been lights out in all the appearances that he's needed out of the pen. So like he's kind of earned the spot in the rotation, even though the D-backs kind of need him to be there. But now, the fastball heavy approach gets a Mets team that is just crushing baseballs and getting no results, not just yesterday, but they've been one of the more unlucky teams in baseball for the past handful of weeks. A lot of this season, like Soto's been like the headliner for it because he's been extremely unlucky and obviously was yesterday, getting robbed multiple times. But the whole lineup has been hitting the ball hard and had nothing to show for it, especially recently. Now you get a fastball heavy Ryan Nelson that has his struggles against lefties, and you have a lot of those guys that have been extremely unlucky that are going to see him from the left side. So I'm all in on them scoring runs and touching up Ryan Nelson. I usually like fading pitchers that are coming off of this experiment. I think we did this with like other pitchers like Dane Dunning. Remember when he was lights out in the pen? They tried to make him back into a starter because he earned it, and then he turned into an absolute Turk again. Feel like that could be in Ryan Nelson's future a little bit, but I think the Mets, I like the spot for their offense today. And again, if you want to get the Snakes involved, don't really blame you because everything on paper screams get them involved too. Something was giving me the heebie-jeebies about it.
Dude, I'm with you. I like runs in this game. And I'm down to back Soda. I'm sorry, I was just typing away over there. I'm trying to get Goots to show a pretty funny image up on the screen here in a moment. And as he does, we got A.O. Gons coming in resubbing. Let's go, Gons. Need the ice and the hardwood leans. Well, Gons, I'm not giving you shit on the ice, but give you plenty of hardwood leans. We got you covered. All right, we're probably going to hit the diamond first. And then we will talk about some playoffs. And yes, I know I'm just being a sourpuss. We will talk about the ice. All right, don't you worry. We'll get you plays. We'll get you right. And after my rant earlier today, go ahead and lock in your 1-0 finals in this NHL game tonight because you know that shit's going under.
Probably,
you just know it is. Ayo Gons or him, all the goats who have come in here and sub today. You guys are fucking goated. So many goats on a Monday. Love to see it. The vibes are up. Appreciate all you goats. And WTMA in the new office earlier today. If you guys missed TMA, Mikey and Joshy in the new office. So fucking excited to get in that puppy. First ever show in the new office, I believe. So that was pretty cool. W Mikey, WTMA. We got Alex F coming in hot. Wow, great day to cash the squad ride. Alex F is already dialed in. Excited for the squad ride. Let's fucking go, Jovan.
Yep.
Sure we can. How close to 3K subs for 24-hour stream? Yeah, I finally got, my schedule for the next couple of weeks, or at least in my brain, relatively figured out. I tried to figure it out this weekend. I got some time in the coming weekends here to potentially do a 24-hour. Jovan, we'll talk about it after the stream today.
And see if we have like an updated count here? Where are we at?
2,800 on subs. We're closer than I thought. Holy shit.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? We are less than 200 subbies away from another 24-hour stream. How bad do you guys fucking want it? Side note, we're going to do the 24-hour stream anyways, but if you guys get us to 3K, we'll announce it and we'll do it sooner. We're going to do it anyways, though. We owe you guys a 24-hour. Don't you worry. Okay? Let's fucking go. Goots, do you mind showing that image that I sent in the group chat real quick? I feel like the people need to see this. Crazy. I do agree, Jovan. Juan Soto is getting involved today. For sure. Especially after we talk about this shit. Check this out, Jovan. James Wood. Very young, very raw. Still better. Thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts are Soto fantasy scores going in multiple lineups today.
Krabs, if the first playoffs James Wood gets into, if he dominates like Soto, I think you can have this conversation. But
you know how I feel about Soto, especially in the postseason. But I was surprised to see this. I'll say it on the feed last night. Shout out Kev on Matt's Twitter. James fucking great start to the season for the guy. Gets no respect. Still a silver in MLB The Show. Nobody cares. Nobody's talking about him because he's on the Nats. The dude's having a better start to the season than Juan Soto.
The marker of respect is just this MLB The Show rating.
I mean, Jacob Young has a higher rating.
I mean, they've only done like one update, Krabs.
I don't care. Who's in charge of that shit? You're telling me James Wood is not a gold player in MLB The Show yet? What more do they have to say?
I mean, give him a couple weeks.
Come on.
Yeah, you know what's probably holding them back? His rating is defense. It's probably too low to go up to gold.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know why he's been DHing? Because they have to get Alex Call in the fucking lineup because he's literally the best hitter in baseball.
Yes, you've seen beach balls.
He's actually really good, and I love watching him play. Love Alex Call. Side note, anybody know where I can get a Nats Patrick Corbin jersey?
Okay.
Anybody have one of those handy? Anybody own one of those? Probably not. Maybe the local Goodwill. That's Rita. Honestly, that's probably where it would be. Jovan, let's talk about some squares. Luis Ortiz. I mentioned some of the weird squares up for him today on Prize Picks. I mentioned the Nats first 5, right? Let's take Luis Ortiz less than pitching outs. It's super juicy to the under. I thought about taking his more than earned runs allowed, and I do like that square. I think that's turning green as well. But, I thought to myself today, the Nats are looking much more disciplined at the plate right now. They're taking some more pitches. They're putting up some good at-bats. They're coming off a really good series on the road. They're coming back home with some confidence. They got back early last night before 11 p.m. from the road trip. So great to hear that. Always good to see they're not getting caught up in those storms around this time of year, which a lot of teams are, and end up, being pretty sluggish the next day. The Nats are fresh. They're ready to roll. They're back home. And I think they put up some really good at-bats once again today. And look, Davey Martinez is starting to put the right guys in the lineup because he has to, right? Josh Bell's playing less. I mean, bless his heart. Love me some Josh Bell, a Nats legend, but the guy needs to fucking ride pine. He sucks. You're starting to see guys like Alex Call in the lineup more. The Nats are putting up much better at-bats. And also, even with us having the worst hitting coach in MLB history, Darnell Coles, with the worst approach ever, who's literally only the coach because he's one of Davey Martinez's drinking buddies, we are still taking more pitches of late, besides Dylan Cruz, and just having much better bats. And look, more pitches taken, more walks, and more hits today that they're going to get because the bats are starting to get hot as well. Like you said, a lot of lefties will be in the lineup today. I think they'll find some success. That equates to me a pretty poor Luis Ortiz start, and he's coming off a pretty long one, a pretty good one as well, which I believe was a shutout. I think today, much, much shorter leash. And I think the Nats get to him. Maybe it's an early pull in the 5th inning here for Luis Ortiz with some guys on base. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. A great day from the Nats, not only putting up runs and getting hits, but taking some pitches and driving his pitch count up because for the first time this season, I'm finally seeing the Nats do it.
Yeah, I agree too, because I think with as many lefties are going to be in the lineup, and the Guardians knowing that Luis Ortiz is going to or has struggled against lefties throughout his whole career, and even since he's been better this year, you probably don't want to let him see him many times through, even if he's not getting like destroyed. So I think they'll be, especially because like they're longer reliever guys, because Clase is not pitching today, but like the longer relief guys are like Colby Allard and Joey Cantillo, and those guys are both lefties. So I would assume that maybe they're throwing those guys, probably Cantillo because he hasn't pitched in a little longer than Colby Allard.
I love that take.
That could be their plan going into today.
If I was the Guardians, I would try to get lefties involved as soon as possible against this Nats lineup, right?
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Never thought of that before. We got Adam's got picks coming in hot in the chat. No way we're gassing up my guy, Luis Garcia.
Goat.
Garcia. Dude didn't do shit the entire series, hits one nuke, and he's fucking going around the bases saying I'm him, hitting the fucking watch, doing all these dances around the bases.
The
I don't
way
give a
he was
who Luis
pulling
Garcia is him.
Goots in Vegas move.
Yeah, he was literally saying I'm him around the bases. Can't make it up. And Goots, let me know when the next I'm him parlay is dropping. I'm tailing that shit.
Need that.
Okay.
Last night I had it, and the Rockets sold it, so I'm gonna have to take a couple days off for a second.
Sorry, Gage.
It was Blues plus 1.5, Braves plus 1.5, Rockets ML.
Wow. Draft
yep. I felt like I was him.
You're nearly
for
him.
a minute.
That might mean you're
NBA playoffs sold it.
Yep.
That might mean you're edging. You're about to be him.
Might be.
Finish the job.
Close.
Dudes, that's what you get for talking shit about the NBA every day and then putting a play in the parlay.
I want to start a segment with the keep the bookie away Sunday parlay. Not a segment, just like a video or something.
Might need that with the him lay.
Also, the Orioles are facing all righties in the Twin Series, and they're plus 145 to win. And we suck against lefties, so might be some value there.
And Twins are also beef. People forget.
How did he sneak that in there?
That was incredible. That was prime level sneakage.
How? We got James Leon coming in hot with a resub. James, you've been subbed for 40 months, brother. You are a fucking goat. James, I want to let you know that we appreciate you, my dude. That is a seasoned veteran, James. W's, my man. Oh, we want it bad. Let's cash the squad ride today. James, why not us? Why not us? Okay? Yeah, Torres, your brain seems to be working today. Just stay away from betting Orioles games. Attaboy, Torres. Seems like somebody's locked in on a Monday.
Krabs, you bet them yesterday?
Yep. I did. And I lost coin. Should have listened to our guy, Torres, in the chat. I wish he was here. Right?
Unreal.
Should have listened. I literally live bet the Orioles. Immediate nuke from Bobby Witt within 20 seconds.
Thank you, Goods.
Unbelievable. Less than a minute, there was a nuke. And then there was another one. And then there was another one. And then I turned it off. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. All right. Bryce Miller, you said I was going to mention him. I will mention him. Give me his more than 2.5 earned runs allowed in a game we love the over. In a game where he has a super juicy over 2.5 on the books, minus 130. Love to see that shit. And the chart looks pretty good for me to take a more than. Pretty contrarian here. I got a feeling the A's win this game, but instead of backing them on the ML, they've been pretty good so far this season. I'll just go ahead and back Bryce Miller to go out there and give up more than 2.5 earned runs after a shutout. He's actually had 2 shutouts in his last 3 starts. Perfect time to fade our guy in another Mickey Mouse Great American Small Park where plenty of runs occur, right? Yeah. A little help there. Could be the difference. Totals at 9.
Off that start against the Angels, that was the start that I took everything Bryce Miller, and that was the most undeserved shutout outing I've ever seen. I mean, he walked 5. He just got bailed out by the fact that the Angels are dog meat and just had horrendous at-bats with anybody on base.
Yep. They did. They literally did. Bryce Miller, you're kind of a Bryce Miller whisperer, bro. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I guess I bet his games a lot.
You do. You have since he made his debut a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And knock on wood, you're typically on the right side. So you think he might give up a couple runs today, considering you have the over in the game?
Yep, definitely think he does.
Right. Good. You think the A's win this game? Are you with me there?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm just not too excited about Sevy either. I feel like one of these pitchers, I think they're both giving up runs, but I think whoever gets it worse is going to get blown up, really badly. And I just don't really know which one it's going to be.
It's also worth noting the A's are much better on the road, which is very odd, but they are.
It is, yeah.
That's weird. I'm not going to lie to you, that's weird. I didn't even know that. Interesting. Yeah, it makes me like him even more today.
Yeah, same's true for the Mariners, and here they are.
Yep. All right. Well, good thing we don't have to worry about taking a side in that game because we already got your over in that game. And Bryce Miller, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. Sure. W's. All right. While Jovan gives his sell job for his squares chat, I'm going to drop the link to the Sharp Report format. All right, so get ready for that puppy. Jovan, tell me why Porzingis is dropping 18 or more.
Couldn't help it with taking Kristaps against the Knicks in the playoffs. Feels like the script is written, Krabs. So I could not stay off. Tingus Pingus. I mean, he also has just the matchup of dreams too, because frankly, if the Pistons had a big that could effectively stretch the floor and shoot from deep and keep Cat out of the paint, they'd be playing the Celtics right now, but that's not how they're built. They're built more of like a team that you would really hate to see going in 2K playing the rec. Can't space the floor really, and the shooting was inconsistent from the guard. So where does that leave you with nothing. It was just Cade having to play hero ball when nobody else was making shots. But Kristaps now, he gets to face this Knicks team, which, I mean, they're going to blitz the shit out of every single ball handler. But with Cat, like the thing that he does whenever he's playing like any stretch shooter is the fact that he doesn't really give a shit to go outside and guard him. Like he wants to be this big interior presence that they've had. And that's what he did for like a lot of the Piston series, frankly, because they didn't have anybody that could shoot. But even against like the teams that could shoot in the regular season, like he wants to be this force in the paint. And if teams are willing to shoot over the top of them with the bigs, they're going to do it. It's like whether that's Porzingis, whether it's even like you see Horford on him for a little bit, whatever it's going to be. Like he saw a majority of Cat, Kristaps did in the regular season. I think that's going to be relatively similar, but I think he is going to come out firing in this series. Obviously, I love backing the narrative too, because wouldn't it be something if Porzingis is the one to dominate them in this series after, you know, being there and trying to be the guy or hoping that he would be the guy that would take them to the heights they are now when he first got drafted. I think it's his series, this entirety of the series, especially like he had the toughest matchup I think possible against the Magic in that series because all they were doing is one, just being super physical with the entirety of the team, whether that was just fouling or not, but they're also running them off the line and just playing football when they tried to drive, dribble drive. So like now you get to face a team that's not as tough. The Knicks are fake tough. They try to be tough. They're not the tough team that frankly the Magic are, the Pistons are, or anybody else either. They try to act like they're physical. They're not. So now you're going to have Kristaps, which you don't really have to be any sort of physical to score against them because I think he's going to do it over the top. But I think this is his series to lose. So he always comes out firing like early in games. This feels like game one. This is a perfect opportunity to do so. So I'm taking Kristaps. And then talked about the Miles Michaelis thing. I don't know how he hasn't allowed a home run yet. The metrics are pretty awful. He gives up a lot of fly balls, has had nothing to show for it. The best hitter in the Pirates lineup is obviously O'Neal Cruz, but he's also the guy that hits the ball the hardest and hits it the most in the air. So, I mean, it's a golden matchup, obviously. And if you are like Miles Michaelis, you're probably going to try to avoid giving him a lot of stuff to hit, especially with his struggles against lefties. A, I don't think that's going to matter because he still fills up the zone a lot. But B, if he does, go ahead and walk him because he's going to steal every single chance he gets. It's been that kind of season for O'Neal Cruz on the base pass. So that's why I left him the fantasy score. He's got a weird total base score up there too. So if he cashes it with a nuke, I think that's very possible as well. But I just think he has an overall incredible game, and you're going to see like some of the bottom barrel like arms for them come out of the pen too. So we talked about that. So had to take a Pirate. Somebody had to raise Jolly. Don't want to get cute with it.
Yep. Hey, if O'Neal Cruz can't get it done against Michaelis and the B team or C team bullpen, you tip cap and you move on.
Yeah.
Right. And he's coming out, like I know it's a goat, but he's coming off a Shug's bagel, at least in his last game.
He really hasn't done, he didn't do much the entire like last week when they played the Cubs and the Padres. He didn't do much in any of those series, any of those games. He was pretty quiet. He had some tougher matchups. It's like now, Miles Michaelis is not one, despite how much better he's been this season than I think a lot of us have expected.
Yep. Maybe we get a stolen base.
Yeah, that's today. What I'm saying. Like, I think if you're Michaelis, like, sure, I think he hits one in the air and it goes really, really far. But if you're that scared of him, go ahead and put him on because that 0 fantasy score is going to turn into what 2 with the walk and 5 with the stolen base very, very quickly.
Yeah. Wait, are the D-backs wearing these new City Connects today? I'm pretty sure teams only wear those on the weekends, right?
I don't think they're wearing them today. They just dropped them today.
They are fucking fresh.
It's the same thing as last year. It's a different color.
Dude, I fuck with them.
I might need some eyes on those.
Yeah, Goots, you want me to send you this? I know it's annoying as shit, but I think the people need to
send in the BTL chat if you have it.
Incoming.
Have Jovan see it.
In route.
I'm sure everyone can see it themselves.
Okay. Oh, I see them. Wow, those are fresh. Those are filthy.
Those are sick. I like the desert color ones better, but these are the exact same with some different colors going on, and they're pretty fucking cool. Like, this is what the Miami Marlins have been trying to do, get cute, put some really cool colors on there, and they have failed to do it, in my opinion. I think the Marlins new City Connects are absolutely dog shit, especially the hats. These are fucking sick.
Are they wearing these? Do we have, like, any confirmations?
I doubt it. I think teams only wear them for home weekend series. At least that's what the Nats do.
Well, not just that. I mean, it's the same day they came out with them, so I don't know.
But like, why would you
change their Twitter
why would you
logo
drop them? Yeah, I'm looking like they changed the Twitter logo. They have the Serpientes like purple logo there.
They're wearing them today.
If they're wearing them, I might be back in on the full game over.
Might be.
Yeah. And I kind of like the Snakes to win the game, I'll be honest, but I do like runs. And Jovan, you had a good point. Mets coming off the unluckiest loss in a while, right? They were pretty unlucky yesterday offensively. Maybe we don't want to fade them today. Maybe the baseball gods get him back. So, yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, I'm out. But they are catching a little more steam right now. We'll see.
Yeah.
Curious where that line
probably
is.
Should. I think any team coming off a doubleheader is going to get steam against them, which is why
Very good points.
I'm taking the Pirates, but I'm not doing it because I think like the steam is weird because the Cards are coming off of that doubleheader too.
You're right. That is a good point. They are favorites because the Mets had a doubleheader yesterday. If they did not have a doubleheader yesterday, the line would be at least closer to the pick 'em. If not, maybe even Griffin Kennedy being a favorite. That's a good point.
Yeah, maybe.
I agree. All right. The Raffy wants our thoughts on Sandy. Real quick, before we get to the rest of the MLB slate, I'll drop the link to the Sharp Report 4-man one more time. There it is. Boom. Get involved. We can talk about the rest of these slates on the diamond, and then we'll talk about the playoffs, and then we'll do the squad rides. Okay? For now, Jovan, W Sharp Report. Why don't we hop in, talk about the rest of the diamonds? Okay?
Sure.
We got Nico in the YouTube chat as well. Goated picks today, fellas. Nico, appreciate the W vibes in the YouTube chat. Appreciate you holding it down. We got Courier Pounds, who I believe was in these spaces over the weekend on Saturday, W Memory. Just got in, already had Nat's first 5 ML on the card as well. Nice to see Krabs on it. Let's fucking go, Courier.
Let's go.
Sure we can. Great vibes. Ryder's disappointed in the YouTube chat that I don't already have a Patrick Corbin jersey. Yeah, honestly, you had me there. I don't have a counter. You win, Ryder. Good point. Are we going to do a TNT two-piece today? Probably not. Probably not. We'll see, though. Jovan might want to.
Do we have 2 tomorrow? Both on TNT? Yeah, I guess they all are.
Hell yeah.
We're going to have to like figure out, because I guess we have a lot of options. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wow. I feel like we keep doing what we've been doing. No need to make any crazy changes, right?
Yeah.
If we keep smacking a TNT two-piece every Tuesday, maybe we keep doing it on Tuesdays.
Sure.
We got Godsynth coming in, resubbing. Godsynth, good to hear from you, my man. Good to see you. I'm already seeing all the Eagles fans on Twitter all planning out their storming the NFL draft in 2027. We're coming down. We're taking over DC. I've never seen a city care more about another city. Pocket watching, or city watching, I guess, in this case, in my entire life. But Godsynth, yeah, I guess I'll see you in 2027 at that draft because no matter what, I'm going to be at that fucking draft in DC. I mean, come on. That's going to be fucking epic. Godsynth, good to hear from you, though. I'm just giving you shit because you're an Eagles fan. Has to be done. Yeah, thoughts on the White Sox Bulls jerseys? I don't think I've asked you guys yet. I want your guys' takes. Do you like them? Are you in? Do you think it's too copycat? What do you think?
I'm kind of in on it.
You're kind of in? I mean, they look fresh.
I like the jerseys.
I like the idea. It's outside the box.
Yeah. I like the collab idea, too. I'm with you.
Yeah.
As a DC sports fan, I've always wanted, our teams to do some sort of collabs like that. And the only thing we've had close to it is, both NBA and MLB teams having cherry blossoms, but they were all different colors and shit. So I think it's a cool idea. I like it.
Some Nats unis in the old Caps colors would be crazy.
Like, what are all the teams are fucking red? What the hell are we doing here? How easy would it be to fucking do some sort of collab there, right? All right, let's keep moving and grooving here. I want to talk about the rest of the games. Enough talking about cool City Connect jerseys, although we could do that all day. Jovan, it's about that time to talk about Sandy Alcantara. Yep.
Your guy.
My guy. Caught a lot of flack for taking him the other night. Deservingly so. He was absolutely terrible. Sandy fucking. Well, Jovan, I laughed out loud when I opened up the fucking slate this morning. I took a peep at who's pitching against the Dodgers today. I literally laughed out loud like a crazy person. Because it's the same fucking team he's facing, and they're doing it again. They're doing it again. So do me a favor as a friend, not just a colleague, as a friend. You do me a favor. You tell me not to fucking take Sandy to do good today. You just tell me to sit this one out.
No.
God damn it, man. You can't.
Can't.
You can't in good conscience because you want to do it too, you son of a gun.
I don't really want to do it. It's just like, I mean, it's one of those. It feels like I'm seeing the same stuff I saw yesterday when people feel so confident on the feed.
Show me the crystal ball, right? It's like people have already seen the fucking game.
I mean, I pointed it out yesterday. I tweeted. I was like, I can't believe the Dodgers are only minus 130 against Bryce Elder, and people were like, this is not sharp. Quit getting sharp with this shit. The Dodgers are gonna win. Seen like the same sentiment today, where it's like, Sandy's fucking terrible. He's just gonna do it again. Don't get cute. It's like, I can't tell you to be on the opposite side.
And we're not done talking about Sandy, but I got to bring up this guy Kasparis as well. I mean, what is this guy? The next fucking Randy Johnson? Yeah. 2.91 ERA, 3-0. Dude's been him. Kasparis. You think he's just the next Clayton Kershaw, next great Dodgers pitcher, or is he due for some regression maybe today on the red?
I mean, he probably is. It's just like he's not going to be in there for very long. It's just, what do you think is going to happen with the bullpen game? He's probably going to pitch like 3 innings. Maybe if he's super efficient, to let him go a little longer, but it's just a fat bullpen game for a bullpen that's already been quite taxed over the past week.
That Dodgers bullpen's very good, but you're right. They're taxed. They got some injuries, right? They got the yearly Blake trying to go into the 60-day IL, right? Which I feel like they just do on purpose at this point to just get ready for the playoffs. Somebody look into that.
Probably
in the league.
It's like in hockey, and you have like
somebody look into that.
Mark Stones of the world hit long-term IR.
Yeah, because he might be hurt, but he's definitely not that hurt. Guarantee it. Tell you that much. They're just saving him for the postseason. Yep. Jovan, great call on the Braves. Great call on the Braves last night, by the way.
I mean, to be fair, did take him on Saturday too, and that was horrible, but I had to get licked back.
W transparency. All right, so for back in Sandy, I'm taking Miami plus 1-0, and what could be a low-scoring affair that people aren't expecting, or we taking Miami first fivers and eliminating the Marlins bullpen and maybe a potential heart attack or a stroke with us watching the game with coins on Miami? What do you think?
It's probably the way to do it, yeah.
I would love to take Miami first 5, plus a half here. Might be able to get them at plus money too. Who knows? Let's see. First 5 plus a half is only minus 105. Oh, that depends on what book you're looking at. Blue book is even juicier. Miami first 5 might be catching steam on the blow. It's always interesting.
Wow.
Might have to get involved on Miami first 5ers plus a half there. Or do you think you just go for the jugular and take them on the ML and take them at plus chicken?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for leaving really bad bullpens out of the equation, which, I mean, the Dodgers is taxed, surely, but a taxed Dodgers is a lot better than a healthy Marlins.
Yeah. What do you think? Miami first 5 plus a half, or Miami first 5 money line plus chicken?
There you go, the first 5 plus a half.
Okay. All right. And if you had to back Sandy on Prize Picks, are you just sacking up and taking his more than fantasy score? Are you taking his more than 16 pitching outs, which got bumped up from 15.5? Any squares that you like for him?
That might be it. Pitching outs.
Yep. Getting bumped up. I mean, somebody tell me why the hell Sandy's getting bumped up after he had 8 pitching outs against the same goddamn team that's the best team in MLB history. Somebody tell me why that's the case. I'm listening. Makes no sense. I'm so in. Sandy more than 16 pitching outs. Can we get a vintage Sandy start, please? Come on. And look, we do have the old system in our back pocket in this game too. Jovan fading a team coming off a Sunday Night Baseball. So that helps. You might get a little sluggish Dodgers squad here heading down to Miami.
Yeah. You know, it's funny too. It feels like with that system, at least this year, we haven't had like too many opportunities, but the ones that are the grossest one to take that everybody seems so certain it will have no bearing on the game, those are the ones that have actually paid. And the simpler ones, I guess, have been the ones to fail.
Yep. I cannot believe that you want to back Sandy as well today. I'm so fucking hyped.
I wouldn't say I want to back Sandy. I wouldn't say I'm running to it. I'm not against it.
All right. Let's keep moving and grooving. Any thoughts on Pavetta and the Red Hot Padres, who have 2-1 wins than Nels? They're 22-11 this season so far. They're fucking balling. They're on a win streak right now, and they're facing off against the fraudulent Yankees, who have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Rodon has a very interesting looking hits allowed square, although it's going to be higher. He's facing one of the better, hotter teams or hotter offenses in baseball. So you got that going for you. Pavetta has been great this whole fucking season so far, pretty much. But the Yankees and Rodon are catching line respect in the game, minus 155. Now, look, there is a Yankee tax. A little reminder for you guys this year. I haven't talked about it too much, but no matter what's going on, no matter what the Yankees are doing, they're always going to get a little bit more line respect than they should. Number one, because more people bet on them than other teams. And number two, they just know that they can get away with it, and it's the Yankees, right? It's actually a thing. Google it. The Yankee tax. Crazy.
Yeah.
Odds makers have talked about it. They're minus 150 today, but I'm not ever thinking that, Jovan. And I still kind of want to fades. And again, in baseball, it's not that sharp fading streaks. What do you think about backing Pavetta in this game in the Padres? You know, Goots is down.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I think Pavetta has a pretty solid outing. And chat, we do not care about the weather, frankly, in that game, because we were told on Friday that there are 5 different games that were never going to happen, and those were none of the games that were canceled or delayed. Except for the Nats game that still happened, even though we were assured that was never going to have first pitch really ever from the chat.
Wish it didn't.
Yeah, so we'll live with whatever happens in the game. But I think this is a pitcher's duel. So I'm certainly down to get involved, and I think Pavetta gets the better of Rodon. Rodon, definitely one of the tougher matchups he's had because he needs strikeouts to be really good against any team, and obviously the Padres against lefties, it's not the better matchup for him there. He's going to have a little bit of trouble, which is probably why he's got the greenest square on the app damn near, and it makes a lot of sense. So I'm down to lean into the Padres a little bit.
Yep. I like him today. I don't know if I like him enough to bet him, but I certainly lean the Padres at plus chicken. Old Krabs, who used to lose 40 units in MLB every season, would take the Yankees here and then keep backing them in this series against the Padres, waiting for the Padres to lose. It doesn't work. I promise. I tried. It doesn't work. I wish it did.
Yeah.
We'll say that returning. That's not good though for the Padres. I don't want to buy good news there.
That Yankee series, I think, had more to do with the Rays than the Yankees. I don't even want to shit on them for that. They're not glazing the Rays, but I don't know what it is. I don't know why this is, but I talked about this for the past week. They just cannot hit at Steinbrenner Field, and the second they go on the road, they are magically the greatest team of all time. I really don't understand it, which is why they get to face. I'll tell you what's going to be ass. They play the Phillies in Steinbrenner Field, where they get to see Sanchez and Luzardo in the series, 2 lefties. They can't hit in Steinbrenner. They're facing 2 lefties. They're about to get fucking cooked. Then they go to the Brewers right after that. They're going to score no runs all week. But the second they're on the road, greatest team of all time. I don't get it at all. So I need to put that on the Yanks.
Okay. Interesting. All right, Lockie. What's up, Goat? Good to see you in the chat. Shout out the Goats. Let's have a day. W-Subby. That's Godsynth. Jesus Christ. Godsynth and Lockmyth looking like the same fucking names. I already shouted you out, Godsynth. And you're an Eagles fan. You're not getting a second shout out. Lockmyth, good to see you in the chat, my man. Hope you had a great weekend, Beast. All right, let's keep moving and grooving. Enough talking about the Yankees. Jesus. Let's talk about the Braves and the Reds. Smith-Shawver, everybody's Cy Young preseason. He sucks. Well, Brady Singer, starting to regress a little bit too, Jovan. Looks like an easy over in this game. What are your thoughts on maybe fading that angle and backing both pitchers to pitch a little bit better today and taking a nasty under?
I wouldn't hate that. I mean, I certainly get the vibe of one of these offenses putting up an absolute bagel, and I wouldn't be shocked if it happens to be the Reds, to be honest with you, which I know they just had a pretty disappointing end of the series against the Nats where, they did the same exact thing. Well, they scored 1 in that game yesterday. Really bad. I don't think this is a great matchup for their bats either, even though Smith-Shawver has been a little disappointing. So I would not be shocked if they come out a little flat in the series and we don't see much early on. So I kind of think it's the Braves.
Yeah. They are catching 10 cents of steam. Smith-Shawver hasn't pitched well enough to probably earn that, but it probably is the Braves. And I lean a nasty under as well. Try to back both starters to go out there and have a W start for the first time in a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Roop versus Boyd, Giants versus Cubbies?
I mean, I could not tell you how the Cubs opened as short as they did. That was really weird.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've gotten steamed up since then, but I was shocked to see that, especially in Chicago. But I'm not really a Landon Roop guy. I know a lot of people are because he's put really good starts together so far, or early on he did in the season. Then it started to fall apart a little bit since then. I think sooner rather than later, he's not going to be in this rotation. So like these starts against teams like the Cubs are probably where it's going to show its head. So like I initially saw the line last night and I was like, damn, maybe Root might finally get his good start, decent start against an actual team with a pulse, but I can't do it.
All right. I want to stay out this game as well. Cubs are red hot. I don't want to get in the way of fading them, and I definitely don't want to lay them minus 170 to win this game with Boyd on the bump, who's might just be this year's Martin Perez. So, yeah, I'm off that game. Thoughts on White Sox versus Ravens?
You know, sneaky. Nobody talks about it, but the White Sox against lefties recently, they've been one of the better teams in all of baseball, which is crazy. It's like I see this start and really like I'm looking at there's not really a pitcher. It feels like a GOAT pitcher against a bad team on the slate or a somewhat bad offense that it feels like everybody's going to go to today other than Cole Reagans. And I think this is one that honestly could be the sneaky chalk for everybody, whether you're taking his Ks or any sort of backing or whatsoever. I kind of think the White Sox score a couple of runs off of him, which don't think anything different is going to be said about like Smith because the Royals, especially like as they've been hot, they've been catching more barrels. Like he's a barrel machine, especially like really bad against righties. The Royals have plenty of them. So like it's a bad matchup for him too. But I think there's going to be runs in this game. I don't think Reagan's is going to be spotless.
You know, I wouldn't be shocked either. Might have to ride the hot hand here with the White Sox, who've won 3 of their last 4 games, seeing lefties pretty well. You're not going to see this last very long. So while you can, get some serious value on the White Sox. That could be a little first 5er angle in that game. If you get the sack for fade Reagans. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't want to back Smith either, even though like probably the most contrarian thing on the slate, I would say would be backing him after the Royals had a home run derby yesterday and he's a barrel machine against righties.
I'm going to square up and take Reagan's K's. I'm sorry. I have to do it.
Okay.
Coming off 2 starts and 4 innings pitched. He got hurt in his last start. I think he might go DM mid today.
Okay. All right. Let's hope he's healthy out there, dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope so.
See if he's living.
We got St. John coming in resubbing. Let's fucking go, St. John.
St. John GOAT.
You're him. Let's go, bro. All right. Let's keep moving and grooving. Goots is on Reagan's K's. Pirates ML. You're on the Mets team total over. And then we got the over in the late night baseball game. Okay. Let's head to the association. Let's go check out Pickett Pro. Let's head to the NBA. W Pickett Pro. If you guys have not checked out Pickett Pro and you bet on sports every day, what are you doing? Go check out the trial on your laptop or on your browser. Okay. Not for the app. Check out Pickett Pro. All right. Check it out. See if it's something you guys could utilize. W platform. Okay. We'll check out the splits on this puppy right now. I'm curious to see what people are betting on Pickett in this Knicks and Celtics game. So looks like we got it pulled up here. And what do you know? Everybody's betting on Celtics ML. Shocker. But pretty split for the spreads. Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more lopsided Celtics wise. I guess people love the Knicks.
I mean, I don't blame them, right? After what we saw, all the heart we saw out of Jalen Brunson and the Knicks in that last series. And the people are just, they're starving for an underdog story. They're tired of the Celtics' success, right? I'm not surprised, I guess, to see it after what we saw Jalen Brunson do in that last game. Certainly makes me lean the Celtics a little bit more in this game tonight. And then look at that. People are betting the under in this game. I certainly did not expect that. Whoa. We got Swift Daily Picks coming in, dropping a 5U whale. I didn't expect that either. Let's go Swift Daily Picks.
Go Swift.
Sure we can. Attaboy. W's. Yeah, lean the Celtics as a side on here, but I'm already on the under in this game. A little surprised to see that it's public, but I still think it smacks. Jovan, any other thoughts on Knicks versus Celtics?
I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, this game follows the same script of a lot of the Celtics Magic's game, like did in that series, where it's close early and then Celtics just pummel them in the second half. Obviously, it'll be a little different because it's a better team, but I think the one thing that I like about the Celtics series compared to the Knicks and the Knicks series, felt like the Knicks, like at times, got bullied around a little bit by the Pistons, which, again, like the Knicks want to act like this tough team. They're not a tough team. They're a fake tough team. You get the Celtics, who just came through a literal football game with the Magic and had to fight tooth and nail against a tougher defense, a better defense at that. They were saying that was the toughest defense they've ever faced in that series, and a lot of it was just because they were getting super physical and they had a tough matchup with a lot of their shooters on the outside. A little different against the Knicks. So, like, I couldn't tell you. Somebody said, I don't know how anybody backs the Knicks in series. I don't know how you do either. I think they're getting destroyed.
Okay. Let's take a peep at game number 2, Denver versus OKC. We got Trent's Thunder getting up and moving for the first time in a while. Shout out Pick a Pro. We'll take a peep at these splits.
This is a little bit more of what I expected from the Celtics splits.
Yeah. And I mean, what I expect in general in an NBA playoff game, and that's people betting on the favorite. Sure. Definitely. I'm with you, Jovan. I'm surprised to see the public on the Knicks that much, but it makes sense, I guess, after how they closed out that series. Now we got OKC catching some money on the ML in parlays, on the spread as well. Not surprised to see that, right? Nobody loves the Nuggets this year. They don't have a coach. No shot Jokic wins this without a coach. This is the worst Nuggets team we've seen in a couple of years, right? Well, I'd still say those guys have a lot more experience than this Thunder squads, and this kind of gives me Warriors versus Rockets vibes a little bit here. Now, the Thunder are better than the Rockets. Do not get me wrong, but the Thunder have had a couple days off. The Thunder have also historically not done shit in the postseason. The Thunder are still very young. They remind me a little bit of the Orioles as well, and I keep saying the same shit about both these teams where I believe in them long term, but I'm not saying they're both going to win the World Series in their prospective sports this season. I think every year they're going to get a little bit better. OKC typically gets knocked out, relatively earlier in the middle of the playoffs. Not saying they don't win this series, but I do think it's close. And Jovan, I think the Nuggets give them a run for their money here. And Trent was talking about it earlier today. The plus 2.5 on the series at plus chicken is looking to be kind of funny for the Nuggets. And I would not be surprised to see Jokic and, the rest of this veteran squad, Jamal Murray and co., keep it a little bit closer than people are expecting.
Yeah, it's really going to have to be today, Krabs. Really going to have to be Michael Pork and Christian Brown.
Wow.
All right. Really couldn't decide who I wanted more. I think it's Pork.
2 goats.
And obviously, that's 2 goats. Obviously, that's biased. I love Pork, but I think everybody's scared of him because he hasn't been healthy. But now that he's had time off, plus, like in Game 7, he looked damn near perfectly fine and shot pretty well. It's the same thing that always happens. Like the Thunder always guard them the same way. They blitz Murray, force the ball out of his hands, but everybody's all stuck on Jokic, rightfully so. You can't really defend him any other way. So, like, the shooters are going to have to make shots. One of these games in OKC is going to be close because somebody gets hot and starts making shots. If you get, like, the Michael Porter game 1, which I think is certainly possible, this game could be close.
That was a direct quote from Trent on the morning team call today. Nuggets plus 2.5 in the series, freest bet of all time.
Oh, boy.
It was.
Oh, boy.
It was. But I think he might be onto something there.
He does on the books. He does know his Thunder pretty well.
Okay.
I'll give him that. He can't pick SGA points or assists to save his life, or J-Dub. He's giving me about 70 straight reds on that. But on the book, he kind of takes care of business. I'll give him his credit.
All right. He seemed dialed this morning, so
yeah,
I'm with him on that play. All right, Jovan, you got 30 seconds to talk about the NHL game tonight, and then we're moving on to the squad ride. What do you got?
Don't really have all that much, to be honest with you. Everybody looks to be on the Panthers from what I've seen on Twitter, and I guess the splits relatively back that up. Definitely not betting against them on the road against Toronto game 1. Another one of like those fake tough teams, and you get to play an actual one in the Panthers. I will not be on the other side of that. This is a sit back and watch game.
Okay. And after me bitching about the unders on the ice, go ahead and lock
this one actually could be a good one. Could be a good one. It really depends on how well the Leafs defend. If the Leafs go out there and they think they're going to be more aggressive than Florida and just go out and punch them in the mouth, this game's probably going over because that's not going to work. But if they just sit back and defend and try and actually realize they're not the more physical team, they're not the team that's going to punch them in the mouth, it's probably going to be a super low, slow, like 2-1 type game.
We might have to take this under, folks. God damn it. Well, why don't we craft up a squad ride? Okay, no need to talk about the ice anymore. Why don't we get to the squad ride here? We got some big business to attend to before the Surge stream. Gootsy, if you don't mind, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. All right, chat. W squad ride on Friday. Okay, we are 1-1 this month. Nothing to do backflips about, but solid play on Friday to bounce back from the first squad ride of the month L on Thursday. Jovan, let's go 2-1 and let's cash a squad ride tonight. I'm looking at some of our plays. We got a lot of options today, my man.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite straight bet is today?
Might be Raisin Jolly.
Really?
Certainly between
no more, bro.
Raisin Jolly and runs in Oakland or Sacramento.
Okay. Yeah. Did I hear that total drop to 8.5?
It's really where it was a majority of the time. I saw a couple 9s, so I always put the higher number that's on the board.
Yep.
On the sharp report.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've really been trying to just put, favorite plays going into the show aside, what we should take to the side and just lock in and just fucking put the winners, the plays that I fucking know are turning green in this vote.
What are those?
It's the Pirates on the ML. That's one of them.
Sure.
The second one's the under on the ice.
No way, Krabs.
No.
You want a winner or not?
No.
Well, this is game 1. So, I'd be obviously so much more against it if you were stubborn taking game 6, 7 overs or unders like you were the past couple of days.
It's hitting. Goots. Let's put it in, bro. They're not going to vote for it anyways. It's hitting. I'm telling you. It's hitting. Florida, Toronto, under 5.5.
Go.
I didn't hear no bell. One more.
Not a single bell, Krabs.
None.
Not one.
It's a winner.
Sure.
Putting biases to the side. I'm putting, premeditated plays I want to put in here to the side. I'm putting, what we should do to the side because that shit didn't work. I'm just picking fucking winners. I'm
just green. That's all we need.
This under's hitting. Are there any other plays you think, Jovan, or just fucking turning green?
I mean, your plays.
I got one more.
What's in your duff here? Because I genuinely don't know whether it's the Nats or any of the other two. What's your tonsils are on?
Nats.
The Nats.
Gratitude.
Nats.
Nats.
Put them in.
Favorite play today. First 5. All right, we got 3 plays today, 3 winners. We got Florida, Toronto, under 5.5. You got the Pirates on the ML. You got the Nats first 5 on the ML. 3 plays, 3 winners. I'm telling you guys right now, those plays are going 3 now. Get involved. Click the right button.
Dialed today.
Click the right button, please. All right, but you got 3 great options, guys. 3 plays, 3 winners. You got 2 minutes to lock in your vote. We got the Surge stream starting up right after this. W Trent, W Chat, W Subbies coming in today. W Monday Vibes, and W Plays. Goots, I'm sorry, man. Had to take the wheel here for a second. I will take full responsibility for my actions if this does not work out, but I got to trust gut. It's been working over all the last month. Okay?
I feel like this feels like a different gut, Krabs. I'll give it to you there. This feels odd. Feels different. Feels like I'm a lot more or a lot less against it.
Okay. All right.
Previous.
And yeah, let's not let the Pirates ML play just get swept either, talking about, the Nats and the under on the ice, because the Pirates ML is a great looking play as well that I almost put in the sharp report myself. You got 3 great options, chat. Make the right call. 3 plays, 3 winners. Get involved. Click the right button. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. Make sure you're subbed up, but make your way over to the Twitch. You still got about 30 seconds left to get your vote in, maybe a little bit more. Click the right button, please. Pirates ML, the under on the ice, and the Nats first 5 ML. 3 winners for you guys. Let me know which one you guys like the best. All right, click the right button, please. It's a 2-horse race as of right now. You got the Pirates ML getting votes. You got the under on the ice getting votes. Who's it going to be? All right, get those votes in, chat. I'll tell you right now, if you guys tie it, you know what Goots is going to pick. Please don't rig it. Just click the right button for the love of God. And the Nats just scored 12 runs, franchise record in the first inning. Sure they can.
That's just going to be air.
Sure they can. Get those votes in, chat. You got about 5 seconds. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get those votes in. What's it going to be? Oh, my gosh. Pirates ML. Wow. All right. That was close.
Their teeth.
Pirates ML. We're raising jolly. Somebody tell Raph. All right. And stick around for the third stream. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place.